the decon force is great if I have a significant fentanyl house or a meth house.
Hey, today we're talking to Ryan Weaver, bio recovery specialist, and we're talking about illicit drug cleanup. Ryan, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Great. Hey, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what it means to clean up illicit drugs. And we'll talk a little bit about your background and experience you had here first. But first, let's define this area of illicit drug cleanup. What is illicit drug cleanup?
Mostly it's any residues left behind from the use or the manufacturing of drugs inside of a home or a structure or a vehicle. And so there's obviously a problem that's left behind with any type of drug use. Marijuana is not going to be detrimental to the health of other people that come in afterwards, but the methamphetamine and the fentanyl and the heroin can leave residue behind that is harmful to anybody else that comes in behind them. We started back in 2011 with the company, and I worked with them for a couple of years and then ended up buying a business. But the company was started off to clean up suicides, crime and trauma scenes. And then in Indiana, we had an epidemic with the methamphetamine labs, and it just took off from there. So that was our bread and butter. That's what we went to constantly. So we've been around and been doing this for quite a while, and it's just grown. And now with the super labs in south of the border, nobody cooks meth usually around anymore. Nobody's doing their own cooking, but they're also still manufacturing down south. They bring it across the border and they're cutting it with different things, and then it hits the streets. So there's still the residue left behind, but it's just not like it was back in the day when they were cooking it inside their homes or their vehicles.
What are some of the challenges that you face in illicit drug cleanup?
We do a quick walkthrough and look for anything that's harmful to us. We have to make sure there's no, back in the day, booby traps were big. People were always paranoid that were cooks. So there's booby traps. So we have to, walk around for booby traps. We look for things that are, needles are still around. So we kind of, highlight where those items are. We clean those up, and then we come through. So there's still health risks for us in the cleanup, but it's something we just look for now.
I have a question for you about protocol. How do you make sense of the proper approach?
Our governing body is the state. And so in the state of Indiana, there is not an actual set way that it has to be cleaned. But with our insurance, we have to follow our insurance and stuff. There's still protocols and parameters that we have to follow and fly under. With methamphetamine cleanup, it's not considered a biohazard, so it doesn't have to be sent off to a special landfill. Anything that comes out of a meth house goes into the normal landfill. But the state of Indiana regulates how things are done. You have to be trained. So we have to continue education every 2 years, and that's kind of what keeps us. The cleanup wise, it's different methods and different techniques that have gone through the years of processes and changes through the years.
Yeah. So do different methods and different approaches all fit under the rubric, under the protocol by the state then?
Yeah. Yes.
And then the insurance companies are guided by the state. As long as you're complying with the state approach, then the insurance companies will, or do they have additional requirements as well?
The insurance companies are hands off.
Okay.
With the state of Indiana, we clean or we test a house first. If it comes back positive, then in the state of Indiana, it's 0.50 micrograms per 100 centimeters squared. So it's pretty stringent levels. Yeah. Some states are like 1.5. So we come in, and if there is contamination above those levels, then we have to come in and then we have to retest afterwards and show that our remediation was cleared. And the state will not release the property until it's been cleared under the state legal limit of 0.50.
Okay. Talk a little bit about the cleanup approach. Obviously, at Artemis Biosolutions, we make, we're very proud of our formula and the Decon Force 100, for example, that is used for illicit drug cleanup. You use Decon Force 100. So I think you've said before, it works well for you. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the Decon Force 100. is great for straight drug use. The great thing for me is that I've always gone with the Chem Decon, the 2-part Chem Decon, because I don't know if one day, Monday I'm cleaning up a suicide, Tuesday I'm cleaning up a meth house, Wednesday I'm cleaning up blood and trauma, Thursday I'm cleaning up cat urine or whatever, and so or getting in a crawl space and doing a mold job. So the Chem Decon has been a phenomenal product for me because it's so well-rounded, and it works on all those aspects. And for all the jobs that we do, the Chem Decon is the go-to. The Decon Force is great if I have a significant fentanyl house or a meth house that I know the levels are pretty high, then I can bump up to those. But the Chem Decon has been my go-to for, it's more of a variety of uses.
The broad use is Chem Decon for all the bio stuff. In the rare case where you have meth or fentanyl or some other illicit drug, then you're using a Decon Force 100. What's next for bio recovery specialists?
I will take jobs as they come in. It's how we are. We've updated our website, kind of made it more modern. It was the original website back in 2011, so it definitely needed an upbringing. And so it's I'm trying to. I've widened. When the meth labs went down, I had to kind of broaden my spectrum and got into the mold business. And the mold business is great, and so it kind of looks more professional when realtors see it or homeowners see it. And it breaks down the drug use, or the drug decontamination, and the drug testing. So I've got everything on there that we specialize in. I've not added radon or any of the other stuff. I'm not doing bugs. And so I'm kind of sticking with what I've got and what I'm good at and what I've specialized in, and kind of going from there. So I think this year, Brad's got me doing some training seminars for the Artemis products, which I'm excited about, and teaching on what works for me in the decon world. I've been doing it since 11 or 12. So I've been around it for quite a while.
Well, that's really exciting for us. Obviously we are very proud of our formula and the 2-part Decon Force 100, Chem Decon and Decon Force 100. And we bill ourselves as for professional remediators, the top of the line. And we really appreciate working with excellent providers like you, doing excellent work. And we look forward to continuing to work with you going forward. Thanks, Ryan.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.